he can get on top of you, or any other hero can get on top with Surge, right? There are plus and downs for that opening and for this one. Like here, yeah, you have 2 clones to hit the egg, but then you can't really hit unless you're in the arena, if the egg is in the arena, right? It's gonna block you from attacking. So there are some plus and downs, but they're more prepared, like I see that.
It just, I think the mobility is less of a threat to Arc as this Mars with damage reduction and the ability to get up close and personal. Like Darkseer, you can surge like the Sven onto the Arc, sure, but if he just does too much damage, like Darkseer's not really able to approach the engage, whereas Mars is just like, hey, what's up?
Now, I would actually love to see a Blink Dagger from Mars this game. And
yeah, the boxy build.
Yeah, I love Yules as well, but Blink Dagger in this game is pretty solid. The problem is, like, even that Mars Arena is solved by Venge Swap. So as long as you have Vengeful in the right position, it will be difficult for them to take out this Arc Warden.
I think it's a bit weird they would ban the Rubik out instead of Venge for that reason.
Yeah, very peculiar. When you see 5 men, they're just banning out the heroes again that are really good versus Arc and that are picked quite a lot. You have your AM, Spectre, Slark. On the other hand, the Broodmother, that's something that they have played yesterday, right? Or the day before. Their last series, definitely 5 men picked Brood. The game they took off of Nigma.
Yeah. I don't know if the Brood did kind of win in the game. I have difficulties, but again, this is one of those things where I've realized with the benefit of hindsight and more years in Dota that just because I disagree with something doesn't mean that that person's wrong.
Yeah.
It doesn't necessarily mean that I'm wrong either. It's just differences of opinion. We play Dota a lot of different ways.
Yeah, different perspectives. That's it.
Very mature of you.
Yes, thank you, Rich.
And we all get older. Time does move forward, and time also moving forward in our draft. As time continues to creep up to its inevitable endpoint, what else would you like to see in this draft? What boxes do you want to see checked on the side of Alliance?
I like the bans. I think just get rid of these easy playmakers like Bat and Puck. Chassis hero pool's a bit limited. Quap still available, and it's still definitely something we could see from him. If I'm Alliance, I think I just have more of a focus on durability in my draft. Less cooldown dependency as well. I think against Arc, it's really important that you can always stay on map, because Arc's going to punish you so hard if you aren't able to. Like, if the lanes don't get pushed, then he'll just inevitably force 2 lanes into your towers, and you just get hamstrung. Especially when you have Phoenix Mars, you need stuff with low cooldowns and wave shove so that you can actually actively search for team fights. I don't know, do you like Doom with Arc?
Why not? Overall in the meta right now, what I like about Doom picked up here is you're going to have a hero that will be an additional frontliner in that mid game, right? It's not only going to be the Underlord like in the last game. I actually thought that was a weak point of 5-man strategy, but Alliance didn't really manage to exploit that, or maybe it wasn't as big of a weak point as I thought. Doom here picked up, it's solid. I mean, it's Doom meta overall. Like, Doom can't be bad, especially in that last game. Like you said, they changed up the way they play in the lane. They had to, because that Doom found an Ogre.
Yeah.
Like, he comes to the lane with an Ogre Frostmage plus 8 armor. Suddenly that lane is 10 times more difficult.
Yeah, their bans all meant to protect the Arc, but gotta expect an Illusion Core to come out for Alliance in this game. It's an excellent PL or Naga. Either one. I think you take it 4th, though. I expect them to just grab their support hero here for either Hanskin or FNG. Grimstroke, solid. Yeah, you just go PL or Naga, and you're going to have pretty solid team fight. I think PL probably perfect. Nico Bibi special.
Yeah, the only problem is if this Doom is position 4, they could still go with an Underlord, right? It's still in the pool, and they could switch things up once again. But that Illusion hero probably negates you the ability to play the Trilane, right? If you have an Illusion hero on Alliance, suddenly their Trilane is stronger because all the spells from Arc Warden get soaked into the illusions. Like, your Flux is useless, your Spirits are useless, so that could definitely work for them.
And once again, with that Arc opener, Trilane, something that you're expecting to be very important in this game?
This is only, I want to say something that I really expected, the Mirana from Alliance, just because when you're playing versus Phoenix as well, you want heroes with high mobility. And Mirana will get on top of that egg no matter where it is around the arena and eliminate it alone.
Yeah. What was your question?
Just about the importance of a Trilane, once again, with the Arc.
It's just that Arc doesn't punish in a duel. Like you have two abilities that provide damage and disable, and it just makes more sense to be put into a tri-lane.
Yeah. Like,
why instead of
Yeah.
Naga PL is
so usually it's considered like this. Arc Warden, because Terrorblade is ranged, he's countering him because of the bubble, right?
Yeah.
You put those bubbles on towers and suddenly TB is useless.
but it's against Doom as well.
It's against Doom as well, that's true. But overall, from my experience and from the games that I have seen in this matchup, Terrorblade just hits his power spikes much earlier and takes objectives.
Yeah.
You force a couple of fights before you catch Arc Warden out once in the game. If he makes just one mistake, you can take one side. Like, you can take one big objective off of that.
With that, hearing that from Lizard, do you now like that slightly more than something like a PL or a Naga?
I understand. I get it. I just you hit a pretty strong timing. So like Lizard's point, if you're looking to play around the 20-minute mark and really abuse this Phoenix Mars edge that you'll have in 5-on-5s, TB will do significantly more building damage than Naga or PL. So you could potentially make a play for Roche and be hitting high ground to like 25 minutes easily. The trouble is your laning stage. I guess with meta, it's about the same. I'm just not really seeing like a way to make plays on Alliance right now. So they're gonna need Limp's hero to do a lot of work for them. To be fair though, 5 men are in a similar spot where you just don't have too much team fight. That's the big concern. They need a lot of time for this draft to come online. The Quap banned out from Alliance. I think that's expected. It's a very limited mid-hero pool now. Bat, Puck, DP, Quap all gone thanks to Alliance. Kunkka now the removal.
Sometimes Limp can get a surprising amount of work done. The question is, what do you actually want to see for Limp?
With all these bans, could just go for a DK. I think you just need a point and click stun, a playmaker, and preferably something that can do a little tower damage. DK just makes a ton of sense, especially when you consider you've got Grimstroke synergy with it as well.
We've
Yeah,
seen that
it's
for
solid.
Limp countless times already in this
It's,
tournament.
it's something that they like, right?
Yeah.
DK for Limp, it's one of those heroes that he
Yeah.
just enjoys playing, and he can do a lot with it no matter what.
So as of right now, you're really looking at that 20-ish, 25-minute timing as a big pressure point in this matchup. Is there anything else that the folks
Yeah.
at home should be thinking about with what we see so far for these lineups? Is there anything else that you're like, okay, yes, pay attention to
Yeah.
the 25 mark, but you got to be paying attention to this? as well?
I want to see how the Mirana and Venge look to get involved early game. It feels like 5 men should have an edge in both the lanes and in finding rotation kills. But once you hit like 12 to 15 minutes and Alliance start to get like the death ball going and maybe look to make a play for an objective, I don't think you can really fight them as 5 men. But if you buy enough time, eventually Arc Warden versus TB, you would expect is always Arc Warden favored from what
definitely.
we've seen in the past.
And both of these teams right now can pick this high mobility hero on the mid lane that we kind of expect from them, right? Because not only do they need a playmaker, there you go, the Void Spirit, but they also need a hero. They're also in a good spot because there's not a lot of catch on both of these sides. Once again, like Doom, I don't consider that a catch. You have to blink and Doom a target. If you have a Storm Spirit, Void Spirit, Ember, they're able to get away from that.
What does Chessie go for? Could you Meepo? I mean, that's a little wild. You have an Arc Warden.
Yeah, Arc Warden Meepo is that's not gonna work.
He's just, I don't think I've seen him really play too many. I don't even know. Let me check out their drafts and what would be a potential.
Ember. It's just
Yeah, the
it's
spirits.
it's simple. Just keep it with the spirits
Yeah.
for the last pick. One team needed a playmaker, the other one as well. One gets Void Spirit, the other gets Ember Spirit.
Yeah.
Like if you look at these two teams and you swap the spirits around, I like these drafts just
Yeah.
as much.
Okay.
It doesn't really change.
Yeah.
a whole lot.
Feels like 5 men, weaker team fight, but much easier to rotate around the map. Expect them to do at least decent in the laning phase. They've got 3 ranged heroes. I expect another tri-lane aggressive. That tri-lane versus tri-lane, assuming we get it, is going to be a big play a big role in who actually wins the early game. Mid game, Alliance will want team fights and towers. 5 men will be trying to split the map and shove lanes. Mirana invis perhaps as well to help them find pickoffs. And then late game, I think 5 men have an edge, but we can never underestimate just how powerful Phoenix Mars is.
Yeah.
And then you've also got the Grimstroke potential. It's a really cool game. I think both sides could have a shot. I feel like it's tough to read into the play because we've seen a lot of big mistakes from both of these teams so far.
It's going to be interesting to see how this particular matchup for me, Arc Warden versus Terrorblade, in the end just goes. Because usually what I expect is Arc Warden defends forever, has a really good defending stage, right, once they get to the high ground, because inevitably they always do versus Arc. Then he goes low ground around that Rosh Pit, one team fight, and they lose. That's usually how we've seen Arc Wardens in the past. However, times have changed. Hero has been buffed up a little bit. Maybe TB is a bit weaker now.
So one of the first things that you guys were saying, obviously, well, Kyle in particular, you were just saying, I don't really like going for the same first phase in back-to-back games. Now that you've seen this, are you more on board, or are you still feeling that uneasiness?
I definitely uneasy, because I think Arc Warden versus Terrorblade, I keep the Mars is the key. Like, you're gonna just absorb so much damage from these ranged heroes, and late game, like, there's nothing 5 men can do to team fight into Mars Phoenix right now. The Grimstroke as well is significantly better at controlling Ember than the Venge Mirana is at controlling Void Spirit. So I have to favor Alliance just because I think it's so much easier to execute their draft.
Okay. Would you agree, Lizard, that Mars is definitely the center point of this?
For both of these teams, Mars on one side can prevent Arc Warden and everyone from hitting, but if he does not use his arenas carefully, you have a Vengeful Spirit that will be able to completely counter it, get people out. Ember Spirit as well can get out of it easily, so we'll see. It's all about the execution when it comes to that part.
All right, we're going to have to see who's going to be able to take it. And also, it's been awesome to talk to everybody who's been watching this matchup so far. I know a lot of people are waking up and checking in. I even saw this tweet a little bit earlier. You can see like how many different folks are kind of actually checking it out. Oh, I think it came up on that screen. I actually can't see it on this one. But yeah, saw that some people, you know, their dogs are watching right now. We want to make sure that everybody does feel welcome here. So just to break down what just did happen.
Woof. Woof.
Over to the casters.
Woof indeed.
Thank you very much, Rich. Yep, game 3 now, the deciding match here between the two sides, Alliance versus 5 men. And yeah, we're getting the Arc Warden again. Comes through once again as the second pick. This time the response will be sitting on the shoulders of the Terrorblade. They want to have that big late game carry as well themselves to match this.
Yeah, interesting that they went for it there, right? I think like a bunch of us upstairs were all like, kind of mentioning, we're like, wow, the Ricky or these type of heroes that get on top that really use that ink swell would be the ideal, because we've seen Arc Warden picked versus Terrorblade a lot of these times, but it had to have been Nico Baby asking for the hero, probably asking and seeing a good situation for it to be played. So we'll see how he does able to play. It's also versus Doom. A couple of these heroes are quite good versus that Terrorblade in a lot of the sequences of the game, but we will see how it all plays out. I like this itemization, Hanskin. I think this is like some new build that we've been seeing a couple times. Just stats on stats on stats on these 4 positions.
And the mid lane matchup's going to be a lot of fun yet again between the brothers. This time on the Spirits, Ember versus Void Spirit.
Picture perfect, right? This is just. I kind of want to just watch this mid lane because it's the brother Spirits. Look, let's see who gets the better block this time. Is it going to be Limp again?
Limp's been getting it the other game so far.
Beautiful, dead even. No high fives, but that's just fine.
Let's see who's going to be able to take it. Of course, Chessie, he did the Ember pick off, the Void Spirit pick.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, good Ember game. I think it was one of the last few heroes that they had left over. It works really well with Mirana, too, is one of the big things that I was kind of looking at when I saw them going for it, because you can make rotations so easily, slight chains, arrows. Easy little plays here. Limp, he hits level 2 first. Doesn't opt to go for straight instant aggressive play. Thought maybe he skills the Aether Remnant and goes for Chessie here on this range creep. It's still a possibility.
It feels tempting. He
He's
doesn't want to do it, though.
for it, though. I feel he has the potential to go for it, but he doesn't. He's giving respect to Chessie.
I mean, I guess he knows with the Fairy Fire, Chessie would be likely to live through the attempt on him.
Sure. I mean, he's dominating the matchup anyway. That's what his focus is. First few levels, as we've seen a lot of times, these Void Spirits tend to come out ahead. That animation, it's a little bit better. Just easier to go for those trade hits, too, because you have the Resonant Pulse armor. So 8 and 3, he's done better than I actually imagined on that first wave. Pretty much getting every single last hit. And half of the denies, too. See if he gets all of the last hits, though. He's up to 9. 12 would be the perfect last hits for him. FNG. Let's get the ink swell away. Just kind of pushes them away.
Do you expect Nico Baby to get pretty good farm down here?
Yeah, he should just get some free farm. I don't think they can set up kills unless some random arrow kind of catches Nico Baby off guard. He should be pretty fine in this one. Once those levels do start to build up, there's some potential, right? The Scorched Earth level 2 is one of those big ones. Limp has only missed one last hit so far. Still has only missed the one out of these first. Okay. He has only missed one last hit in the first 4 waves. Very impressive here.
Yeah, certainly been showing some very strong laning against his brother.
Yeah, Misery trying to go for the salve break, but a nice little sidestep there from Nico Baby. Ensures that he keeps that HP regen running. And looking at just the start of it, these first few waves, Alliance doing an excellent job here. I think Misery wanted to arrow the range creep there, but nice little tank there from FNG.
Yeah, I mean, this top lane as well, is this expected to be a tough start for Ace?
Yeah, absolutely. These two heroes can put a lot of pressure onto him. Fire Spirits are always obnoxious. And just the threat of being pinned, you're slow. Arc Warden, 285 movement speed hero. Especially when lane starts to push out like this, it gets scary. They have so much chasing room versus you. Seeing them blocking the hard camp, nicely done there by Nico Baby. They're even going to commit a Sentry Ward, ensuring that Misery can't just arrow those big creeps and get that XP advantage down there. Nice heads-up plays there by them. Shibit hits level 3. This is where the aggression, as we said, would start to come out. A little bit for him to zone away Nico Baby. But yeah, 15-3 to the 9-1. And my god, Limp is cruising. Well, he's only missed, it looks like 3 last hits so far, I believe. Not even. Yeah, he's, I mean, pretty much picture perfect. He's going to be at 25 out of the 28 if he gets these 3, and that's 28 is the maximum.
Let's see if he can.
So
easy.
And this one's easy too.
That's very easy.
He just used his, yep. And he gets the remnant. Oh, dude. He's missed only 3 last hits in the mid lane. This is some real good stuff here by Limp. And Chessie, he's getting a little bit bullied now. This is where you got to be very afraid here. You don't have your bottle. Limp has his. The runes are coming up. Who's going to get lucky?
First blood.
Okay, will be Nico Baby that gets lucky, I guess, with a kill. And the rune does spawn bottom. Limp kind of forcing Chessie out, but Chessie likely to still be able to get that rune unless Misery wants to just take it away.
Yeah, we'll see Chessie also hoping to get the bottle beforehand so he can get the refill. Yeah. And it looks like he's going to get away with it. He's able to wait for the bottle to come out in the courier.
He's getting smashed in mid. 29-11 to 17-1. Holy. That is, yeah, quite a big differential there. Limp still only missing what looks like now 4 last hits if he gets all 3 of these. He's like, it's almost perfect. And with those denies to boot as well. Does miss the one there. So he's missed a total of 1 wave during this entirety of the laning phase.
Yeah, it is rough. And especially when you take into fact that, you know, he got the Ember Spirit after the Void Spirit was shown.
Okay,
so he knew what he was signing up for.
Chessie's actually going to use this haste rune to try to make an aggressive move up top, but there's a dive.
This is only going to hurt him more.
He'll get bounties at least. He'll be able to secure, actually, it looks like all 4 of them because of his rotation.
All right,
the top lane. So,
well,
you know.
Yeah, the 4 bounties, you'll take that.
He's going to be playing under level though, and if I've ever seen a Void Spirit versus Ember matchup, as soon as that Void Spirit hits 6, you have kill threat. So immediately we see that TP mid, Grimstroke plus Void Spirit. They're going to try to set up for this Ember. Chessie very likely to go down here. Nothing he can do about this.
Yeah, this Ember's game's going to be very hard to recover.
Oh god, and Limp is going to. I mean, Limp is going to have a lot of easy moves he can make. He's also versus an Arc Warden, versus a Mirana. This hero, he thrives on being able to just get into the backlines. Misery will slow down the push, though, arrowing that catapult. But yeah, man, Limp. Picture perfect, like we said, for him.
Top lane, Alliance tried to get aggressive, but Hansken ends up dying.
Okay.
They were going in right underneath the tower into Ace, but Ace was still pretty healthy. So unlikely they would have been able to take him out with that attempt. They turn over towards S4. Some Spark Wraiths down. S4 on the retreat, but the Flux slowing him out. He'll turn, try and push back Paladin Ace, but they'll continue to stay upon him. FNG will come to the side of S4, and that last Spark Wraith won't be enough to take him out. So S4 will live.
Ooh, Limp gets a DD rune. Easy rotations wherever he does choose to go. Nico Baby has already opted to leave that bottom lane as the levels are building up on that Doom, and he just gets more out of the jungle now at this point as this Terror Blade, and he can leave the lane open for that Phoenix, who, as we saw, did die top. Does need a little bit of help. He's struggling. And I mean, FNG, he's having a great game. He's level 4, so he actually can help the top lane more, I feel like, than the Phoenix. So yeah, great distribution of lanes for Alliance, and a good start here for them in these first 6.5 minutes. Limp is just almost doubling the last hits of Chessie. Probably doubling that net worth as well. trying to dive here, trying to take advantage of the fact that it's just Hanskin down here.
Yeah, they should be able to find him.
Ooh, he's gonna get the TP away.
Oh.
See you later, nerds.
Very nice.
Almost burns out
Yeah.
the Scorch, but gets the distance away. He TP'd to the tier 2 though, so he's not that healthy, but he wants to at least come back to try to get some XP when his courier does deliver some.
Let's see where Limp's heading now. He's come up to this top lane, Limp. Ready to use this power that he has.
He's
Double
so
damage
strong.
route.
He's got, what, level 5 on the Grimstroke too, so level 3 Inkswell potentially.
There we go, straight in. Looks to jump in even deeper. He's going for the big kill, and he's got it. Ace is going to be found.
They look like they knew it was coming, but their response is a bit late here. They should be able to get at least the one.
All right, so they hit back. Yeah, they get S4. As soon as Limp got the kill, he instantly TP's back to mid. Not to waste a moment.
He used his double astral step too. I think he was a bit afraid of any type of rotations coming out. Like the Doom TPs, right? It's the biggest one that he has to be afraid of. Again, though, now a regen rune bottom. Limp continuing to have this success as he uses this very obnoxious taunt that I hate so much from Void Spirit. Jesse continuing to be pressured by Limp. Still only level 6.
Now Limp just getting final bit of burst in that he could whilst the DD came to an end.
Still the 2-level disparity in that mid lane. And Limp, you said, he can be super active. The world is oyster.
I mean, S4's trying to move it onto Ace. They've got the arena set up into the Inkswell stun. There's a lot of damage on Ace, but not quite enough to finish him off. As he'll start to back up behind the tower, Limp still making his way over. But it looks like he's going to reconsider. They've already backed up too far. Limp feeling that he won't be able to catch out Ace as Ace already starts the walk back to base.
Oh, he'll find Misery though. The Remnant does not quite connect, and there's still 2 more leaps for Misery. We'll be able to back up and reset. Yeah, look at this. Nico Baby's getting away with just being able to sit in the jungle though. They did take the bottom tower, which will give them a little bit easier access. But let's see what moves they can make with this Doom. Can they punish Limp from the tree side?
Nice fort. Chase down onto Pi. And the combo.
So much
Very
damage.
nice and easy.
FNG's just sparing. I mean, he's very over-leveled. I mean, I say over-leveled, but he just hit the 5 very early on, so he can play around S4 like this. Doesn't even need the tome for that 6 if he doesn't choose to. They can give it to the Phoenix, who already has 6. Speaking of Phoenix,
He's been doomed.
I mean, it's a Doom to... So I think Shiba is probably a little sad, but his cores are very happy. You don't have to worry about a Doom on a Void Spirit now for the next 2 minutes. So definitely going to see Limp play more aggressive now, I feel like. Now is when he really has the time to shine and go for these big dives.
Yeah, the combos we're seeing every single time with the Inkswell just allows them for easy pickoffs under the tower.
The Doom is TPing in, but like we said, there's no Doom. So they can't actually set up for this, and he can get turned on. There's a sentry down.
Yeah, S4's got the arena ready to go as well.
They were ready. If he stepped into that sentry too far, he was dead. They're going to be able to claim themselves some bounties. Just the one, as Chessie gets aggressive and takes one away from them.
5-4, close on the net worth, both. Carries, I mean, sure, there's that slight lead at the moment from Nico Baby. They're Misery and Chessie. Looking onto Hansken, but hard to make a play on this. Hansken is the 6.
They didn't actually even try for the slight chain arrow. They shot the arrow early on, so they're trying to keep their catapult alive here so they can get this push going a bit. Fire Spirits are slowing it down. Now the TP will come out, and they got to run.
Let's see what Lim can find. He's going to jump in, try and combo out Misery. Not enough as Misery's able to leap away. There's space for Nico Baby. And how does sort of the timings work with the Terrorblade against the Arc Warden? Is this sort of the aim to get to a point where you're pushing in with this TB and the Arc's not quite ready to turn up?
Yeah, for the most part. I think he can just show up and hit buildings earlier. It's more about just the split push game, at least a little bit more about the split push game, at least than for Arc Warden. But Terrorblade, he does the split push with the illusions naturally. It's just if he does want to turn up to look for any towers. In particular, when he has, I think, Dragonlance, he could try to show up just for some, but mostly he just wants to farm. If he, he might still just go for the Yasha farm build into Manta. He's going to out-farm the Arc Warden is the big thing.
Chessie and Misery making this move together down here, but nobody to be found. As Nico Baby continues to keep himself hidden deep in the jungle.
Misery wasn't looking for heroes. He was like, oh, a creep wave.
It's like, what are you doing here, Chessie? I'm not ganking, I'm just farming.
Yeah. We'll be able to successfully set up for this tower here, so more space for Nico Baby. So it looks like he's just gonna straight up jungle and just try to out farm that Arc Warden, because Limp can pressure better than I feel Chessie can because of the way that that pace in that early game happened. But I mean, Chessie's recovered. Level 9, Limp, level 9 as well. He's been moving around a lot, and Chessie's just been kind of chilling and farming.
Standard stuff across the board here. Limp working on his Jules Scepter with that setup for that save of himself. Got the hammer coming out for Hanskin. At least that's what he's working towards, and they've got a lot of ways to set that up. I mean, specifically the Mars and the Void Spirit, some excellent ways of setting up for the hammer into Supernova combat. But a close start here between these two teams. There's everything on the line here in Game 3.
I think you have to be pretty happy as Chessie that you recovered after a very brutal lane. Like it was 43-9 last hits to like 24 of the Ember. It's very significant what went on there. And allowed Limp to make all those early moves and aggressive moves. So they get those towers. Looks like they're saying maybe go, I think, here. Is that FNG typing? And he's back in the game. He's ready.
And so, and for the Terrorblade, as we say, there's this timing where he's going to be able to push and the Arc's not going to be able to do too much about it. As the game gets super late, do things just get better for the Arc Warden? Is it just a little more difficult as the TB to do as much as the Arc and his double will be able to achieve?
I think it's tough because it's a lot based on like how your team satisfies it, right? I feel like actually Nico Baby might not even show up until he has like Manta. I think he's just actually going to play this farm game. He doesn't have to. They're naturally going to be able to set up for team fights because they just have the better team fight lineup, so they don't really need him to get super involved. Unless it's just a, super good positioning for him. FNG.
Oh, they found him. I'll take the Grimstroke kill.
Oh, those big hits by that Alpha Wolf creep from that Doom. Chunks him down very quickly. Protecting their triangle. CS4 playing in that area. Limp. He wants something here. Misery's a big kill. He's level 8.5.
Now, he's going to be able to catch him.
Yeah, this should be an
the Remnant, he's got a couple of leaps, but the Astral Step magical damage will blow him up.
Thought he'd actually get a bit more gold out of that because how far Misery is, but does get almost a full level at least out of it and almost has his Yule Scepter finished up anyway. So great pickup there for him. Allows his Phoenix to play safer bottom. He can now just farm and push that wave out.
Mid. See the preparations for some potential action here. Hansken, FNG hanging around, but it looks like there won't be any pressure with the push. Top lane Chessie having a poke on S4. S4 pretty beefed up now though with the phase and drums, some good stats and armor early on. So hard hero for Chessie to really commit onto.
Yeah, I like these stat builds a little bit more than just like a straight blink, which I've seen a lot of times, and I've seen a couple of times, like I'm not blaming Boxy at all, but like Boxy's gone for the blink a couple of times in their games, and it's kind of just been like, damn, he can't find these setups early on, so it hurt him a bit. I think S4, he probably will still go back for the blink right after this, but like the early stats, drums just makes it easy to fight.
Definitely one of the calmer games we've had this year. 6-5 at 14 minutes.
I mean, in the the SEA games we casted earlier, at 14 minutes, there was 35 kills or something, so quite a big slowdown.
I think, both teams this game just, one of them's got an Arc, one of them's got a Terrorblade. They've got two carries that want to be hitting the creeps.
Absolutely. And Chessie, I mean, like I said, I think Chessie's very happy because of this slowdown. He's just like, thank God, I can catch up. Get my farm back online, catch back up to that Void Spirit, which he's getting close to. This Jibbe, though, he wants to punish Hanskin again here. Doom. Looks like that dive was maybe mid-animation there for a quick second there. As he will find a quick, easy pick off. Level 9 Phoenix goes down, Jibbe.
But I mean, as you say, does Hanskin, do Alliance care too much about this? The fact that Doom is just being dropped onto Hanskin time and time again?
As long as they make something happen off of it, right? If they just sit back and farm and then Doom comes back up, it's like, okay,
sure,
great Doom.
It's a free kill.
So this is a good move. Just that smoke up, Doom is down.
Yeah.
You can make aggressive moves. S4, he does get his smoke broken there from the low ground. And Chessie. His Remnant is not in a great defensive position here, but he will be able to quickly throw out the second one. That was a little scary for him for a second.
Yeah, I thought maybe they'd be able to get the Yule set up from Limp, but a little too quick with the jumps.
I mean, he used it. I guess he must have.
Wait, what did he use it on?
Did he creep or something? I was looking at the remnant. I think he maybe using it on a creep. Because I heard something get thrown in the air. I heard like the whoosh.
It must have been a creep whilst Chessie jumped out of position. Whilst he was near the camp.
They might try again here though in mid. Chessie. Yeah, he's a bit afraid now. 3k gold lead though. Look at this, 5 men. They're utilizing the map just more effectively in their farm. Misery's just farming, Chessie's farming, the Doom naturally farms a Devour, so he has more effective gold on the map even if he's hitting less creeps. And Arc Warden with Midas, so yeah, they're getting quite a bit more out of this map here right now.
Yeah, I mean, you do have this TB right. It feels like these tier 1 towers should be not too hard for Alliance to take, right? They've got great team fight with the Phoenix and the Mars. They can make the space for Nico Baby to turn up and take these early objectives if they want to.
Yeah, especially when Doom was on cooldown right there. I think that I was there like big go time to try to take that tower down, maybe bring Nico Baby in if he wanted to join.
So would you kind of want to see him a little more involved? I mean, or do you think it is still okay for him to just continue to just AFK farm?
I think he's okay because he had a tower mid. So I think if they do try to commit for the tower, he could TP if he wants to get involved and show up for the cleanup. I actually like what he's doing also too, just small things, but if you see his mana pool, he's been spamming those illusions to get the farm. They've got a mango tree. He's ferrying himself mangoes the entirety of the time while he's in the jungle to get that increased farm.
No mana problems at all for him.
Yeah. Gotta love those efficient mango usage.
Yeah, and he's doing a great job with the illusions, not missing a beat with the split push in the farm.
Keeping himself ahead of that Arc Warden.
Yeah, and an Arc Warden that did get a good timing on the Midas Ace.
Oh, Ace gets lucky again. He gets a Grove Bow. Look at that. Blessed by RNG. All right, Mules.
Catch him in the combo. They don't.
Oh, he gets the creep.
Don't. Yeah, a little too many creeps laid down there when he put the Remnant out. So a creep connects with it before the Yules comes to an end. And Chessie able to make a very easy escape.
And it was the Marzel committed too, so that Doom downtime wasn't really taking advantage of so much at all. So Doom is back up, 5 men. They probably can look to smoke up and look for another kill here. Limp, he's gonna clear the creeps this time to set up for that Aether Remnant. They've got the follow-up.
Yeah, that'll do it. Always that little bit of a difficulty when setting up around the creeps.
Ooh, these are the scary places for where 5 men doesn't want to fight. Around those tier 1s, because then, like we said, Nico Baby can just be like, hello, Tower Blade showing up, Metamorphosis here. Those are the scary parts. Doom blinking out, easier ways for him to get those initiations. Now Nico Baby's showing up. He's like, all right, we got to kill. Let's take out this tier 1 mid. Let's get the numbers.
He's strong enough to do this.
Yeah, let's get some map control here.
He's got a good team around him.
Do see 5 men bringing the Arc Warden to respawn. He's going to throw down that bubble. Limp, wanting to set up.
Okay, Meta's popped as well, so Nico Baby's got that extra damage to take out Pilot Eye. They're pushing in. Jump forward for Zibe. He's going to go in, actually drop the Doom down.
It's on the Grim.
I mean, is it even going to be enough to kill the Grim? I don't think so.
FNG's
out and away.
Oh, man. And now they're going to re-engage, it looks like here.
Chessie's trying to come in from the side with the Sleight of Fist.
Gets the Sunder.
And Nico Baby back up to full HP.
Does have a regen on Chessie, so he is going to be able to at least heal that one up. But the Doom, that was... They were stacked on top of each other, but that looked like the choice that he wanted to go for.
Because it felt like they probably would have been able to get Nico Baby. I mean,
that's a dieback. 50 seconds, no venge.
That's an easy tier 1 tower with this push from the Nico Baby Metamorphosis.
Yep, they get the soul
Yule
bind.
set up there as well on Misery. They've still got the meta going. Misery's going to die as well. Oh, that was across the board just a pretty rough attempt to hold around that tier 1 mid there from 5 men. Just giving a bit of a showcase on how not to do it.
I feel like I heard them saying that on the panel too. A lot of these times with these Dooms, if you don't have good follow-up, like the Doom comes out and they're just like, okay, we're just going to walk away and disengage. It's exactly what happened. 5 men need to have better synergy when they go for that. If they go for the Doom, they have to go for the slight change. They have to go for some type of swap play to make sure that they get that target under, so they can't just walk away. And now, I mean, look at this. They find Ace too. Are they going to go for the aggressive play?
They're going to at least be able to take their bouncy run away from them.
Yep. They're getting a little bit scared though, as there's a lot of forces joining here.
Chessie, can he get these kills? He'll get one of them. Finds S4. Limp also being chained in place. Ace is moving over, but still with a haste rune. Limp, he's out of there.
Nice heads up plays there. And they're looking for Hanskin with the Infernal Blade. They do have enough.
All right. So, they get back in action, and now they themselves will be able to put some pressure onto the tier 1 mid.
Yep.
And they should be able
They
to find
get this
it.
one, yeah. There's no meta. No way that Alliance is going to look to fight without that or the Mars ulti. Good response there from them,
Yeah.
just bringing multiple different heroes just to try to secure those bounties.
We'll see Chessie will be very able to jump straight in the front lines now. He's got a full BKB coming on top of the phase drums, so...
Oh, and Chessie?
Yeah, he's gone phase drums BKB this
I
game.
like that quite a bit here. S4. Clumsy
Whoa.
net, into the arrow, into the Starstorm.
It's Arena wasted again. They get the chance to blow up S4.
Damn, look at these. Misery again. Look at this level 14. This is the greedy Misery that we really love to see, and he's had a spectacular series so far.
He has, which is good because I believe, I can't remember exactly what he tweeted out the other day, but it was definitely something, you know, regarding the fact that he just wasn't happy with how things had gone the other day for 5 men. He felt a bit defeated, but today he's, as you say, he's really upped his game, Misery, and come in with some very solid showings.
Look at his bottom. They're actually setting up for the Grim as well with Misery and Zibe. Misery.
Another kill for Misery.
He's almost level 15. That's the same level or higher than his cores. Look at Limp. Same level as the Void Spirit on the opposing team.
Yeah, no, he's really
Very
coming,
nice.
coming to win it today.
Yep. I like this BKB. I mean, if they play aggressively with it, the BKB for Chessie, he knows that this Void's going to go for Aghanims. It's like the hard counter these silences, so this is just that hard defensive play for him versus multiple different things, right? Void Spirit, Mars, Grimstroke.
Oh, yeah.
So many different things he has to worry about.
He needs it, yeah.
Yeah.
And with this, the only threat now is sort of him
Soulbind.
jumping in with 3 remnants. Yeah, I guess.
Soulbind can still work a little
And
bit.
the damage from the meta.
Yeah.
That's going to be what kills Chessie.
Yep.
For Miona, done for Ace. As 5 men, they are stepping up at a pace that's keeping them ahead. Ace just continuing to have just a little bit more. Skadi is finished for Nico, baby. So, again, sort of this war of the carries, both of them.
Yep.
Very close to one another. But there is a lot of magical damage that Ace has with that Miona, which will help massively against the Terrorblade and his army. Bottom lane, Zibe.
They're smoking over here, too.
Arrow connection from Misery. They'll jump in, look for the kill. They won't find it. Hanskin's going to be able to live, pop the egg. And this time, Alliance, they can turn and punish the 2 of them.
No funny business. They bring everybody. Even Nico, baby, shows up with the meta. They really want to make sure that this annoying Mirana and Doom actually get punished this time. But it's all the way on their side of the map. So what can they actually get out of the map off of that one? It's just going to be, just looks like it's going to be a few kills. See if Nico, baby, chooses to push very far forward for the tower. I think he actually might. Just to try to get something out of those kills, right? Get a better use out of his meta as well. And he should bring it down very quickly. They're even going to go over and meet him. I like this movement here by, I almost said Gambit, by Alliance as FNG.
Pi. I mean, that'll be the setup required. Chessie's over. Kill is taken, and yeah, with that loss, they've got to back away.
Yep.
Heroes coming back alive. Misery and Zibe back in the game, so no further push to be had down on this bottom lane.
Strong movement by Alliance initially to kind of meet the TB over there, but a great response. 5 men, they kind of saw it coming, it looked like, and were able to get that cheeky little pick off.
Row sharp. Let's see what they can do here, because 5 men are going to go straight into the pit with Ace. I mean, it's not a super quick roast. There will be chance for Alliance to contest this.
And I mean, they don't have their egg though, and they don't have meta, and they don't have
Chessie trying to keep them out of the pit, and S4's dead. Chessie just commits with the BKB. S4's gone, and that will be the space to hold this row strong.
And S4 now has Mars ulti up. He gets picked off right before it does come up.
I mean, the rest of Alliance, they try to come over, but now it's 3 versus 5.
There's no meta still, like we were saying.
Limp. It's going to go onto the Venge outside of the pit. Pi actually going to be able to live out to the side. Pi finally falls the illusion off the TB. It's down onto Limp. Limp's out.
And Limp just spent his gold on the Ags too. So he's dead for quite some time here. Chessie gets that kill bounty. Oh man, 5 men's really starting to take control.
They just couldn't get the fight together around the pit.
Oh.
They lose the 2 of them, then they still decide they want to try and tackle it. 3 versus 5. It does not work out.
Don't think that S4 expected to be jumped on so quickly in that position, because he was, what, 5 seconds from his ulti? He was just about to have it up for the fight there. Either way, though, very heads up by 5 men, right? Yeah. They see that Mars ulti, that Phoenix ulti used bottom. They saw meta committed as well. They knew they had an opportunity to go for Roche.
Oh, Chessie.
Oh.
They've got the catch. Do they have the damage with the ink swell and the pushback of the arena? They'll be able to blow him up. So Alliance May have conceded the Roche and the Aegis, but still finding some more action for Nico Baby, keeping him at the top, and just 500 gold off having that BKB on top of the Skadi. And at
He
that
is still
stage,
scary.
he can turn up to these fights, and you know, Ace with this Miona build, as expected on the Arc Warden, suddenly he is going to sort of struggle to take down and do damage to this TB.
Dire are scanning.
Oh, mid lane. Alliance, they're looking for the setup. Double Astral Step committed from them as he tries to hunt for Pylai, but Pylai is out to the side. S4's able to read him though. Jumps in with a blink, spear back. Py will fall.
Yep.
And with Nico Baby, they can push this tier 2 tower. Meanwhile, 5 men trying to push on the top lane.
Alliance pushes just way harder on those towers when they do get any of those type of pickoffs. And again, it's really just so many of these teams are just going to be trading effectively in team fights whenever the cooldowns are up, you know, on either side. So this one, they had Phoenix ult, they had Mars ult, they were ready to go. At least earlier. And then the Doom on cooldown, so they know that they can make the aggressive play.
And they've got this BKB man to Skadi.
He's very ready to fight.
Yeah, he to the point where they win a fight, they can start pushing at the high ground.
Ace. Tempest double. Oh, it's gonna. Oh, Nico Baby's gonna get the bounty. Oh, 300 gold. Yummy.
Let's see what damage they can get done down here. Creeps coming round onto the tier 2. Misery sticking up top. Closing on that money now to finish the Greaves if he wishes. Oh, we'll see if he wants to fill out his 6th slot first with something else to assist his team.
I don't mind the Greaves, because he's playing versus Void Spirit. That annoying, pesky silence. He'll at least be able to remove that.
And here we go. TP actually coming in on the bottom lane.
They have
that was the double coming in for the defense.
And they have the BKB right on the Arc Warden. I think he also... Or, the MKB, sorry. Yeah.
So Ace has got a lot of damage. The
Yep.
BKB, of course, definitely will save Nico Baby for the most part in the fights, but when that BKB's out, this Arc Warden is going to tear him apart with the magical procs of the MKB and the Miona. That is a huge amount of damage that Nico Baby just isn't built to deal with.
And just like last time, he has the Venge, he has the Grove Bow, so attack range galore for this Arc Warden. However, it's different. He's versus Mars. Mars can really counteract a lot of that distance damage if he is able to park that ult down, just block him off, or trap him in, one or the other.
Old Pie.
We've seen this before.
A free kill here to start off the action.
Misery tries to save him with the mech.
Zibe.
Shadow, though.
Well, he's got
Doom is
it.
down.
He's going to drop the Doom down onto the Terrorblade. Have they got the damage to kill this TB? I don't think so. The Arena's out, the Soulbind as well. Look at the two of them together. Chessie popped the BKB, but he still gets hit by that Supernova, so he'll try
They're trying to commit.
They're not going to be able to push this Nico Baby Terrorblade over the edge. He's already turning back into the fight. Will get stunned by the Magic Missile. He's popped the Metamorphosis. He needs to find a Sunder target. He's heading in with the BKB. He's looking for it. He'll turn over towards Ace's double, take the damage, take the health from him. The pushback onto Ace's real. Dark Warden is there. The pull from the Remnant, but Ace will live.
Nico Baby has to try to disengage, though, and Limp also.
He's going to go down. Ace, I mean, Nico Baby still actually getting beat down, but he's
dead.
full. Zipe's able to finish him off.
And FNG goes down as well. Oh boy.
I mean, it worked out. Yeah, dooming the TB at the start, it made it a bit of an awkward fight for Alliance to find. It looked like they were going to be able to recover, but Nico Baby, I mean, he comes back in. The Sunder target, it wasn't ideal. He gets on like a half HP double, so it's not straight back up to full HP with him. And then he just couldn't get stuck in. Ace was able to keep a fantastic distance in this fight, which meant they could just never get on top of the real Arc Warden.
And that's what we were saying, that crazy attack range that comes in from that Venge, from that Grove Bow, it does definitely come into play there, as you can beat that Terrorblade from so far away. And also the way they use their ultis, right? That Mars ult catches a couple heroes, but the egg was so fast that it actually only clipped the one.
From S4.
Oh, and S4 also now catching an arrow.
I think they
5
just
men are
try
doing
and do
it.
what they can here on the tier 3s, pushing in 5 men. 11k up. Alliance's team fight just all over the place in that last fight.
I'm really impressed with the way that 5 men, though, are disengaging and re-engaging inside of these fights. Alliance definitely with some, kind of... Fenji kind of dancing right there, all right, with the stroke. Some of the kind of botched usage of their ultis, right? Like, it looks nice when they get the Mars ult and the Phoenix ult, but they didn't have the Sunray healing the Terrorblade so that he can reset. It kind of was Nico Baby feeling forced to just charge in with BKB and get that awkward kind of Sunder. And huge fight. Look at that gold swing. 13,000 gold lead now for 5 men. An insane amount of items now picked up for everybody.
Yeah,
like everyone just got a full item.
Ace has got a full BKB coming.
Oh, man.
It's getting very tricky for Alliance. It just feels that this game, again, 5 men are just that much better at making sure that Ace has the positioning in these fights to go crazy, whereas, as we saw in that last one, they just couldn't make things work for Nico Baby. He just didn't manage to get to do any sort of damage as the Terrorblade.
Yep. And Chessie, with his greedy build, now he's going to have a Radiant stun soon. I mean, it's 30 minutes. It's not the fastest Radiance in the world, but the impact it can have versus those illusions is always going to be there, burning down those cores as well. Yeah, 5 men in a very comfortable spot now here. Always making the right moves, and look at this. Always like sitting behind each other too. The Venge right behind that Arc Warden here in this situation. Great reads of the map and just great execution in team fights so far. Yeah, like we said, picking up pretty much a full item on everybody from that last fight. So Shiva's on Doom, BKB on Arc Warden. I think 2,000 gold for the Mirana, and just a couple more things, yeah. Just in a much more comfortable position for those fights now.
So going for the Aghanims on Hanskin. It's about 700 gold off it as well, so it's going to be there. Should be at least for the next fight, so having that save.
Yeah, it's also one of the best items with Terrorblade because it resets
free
meta.
refresh.
Yeah, free reset of meta, which is one of the few, I mean, it's one of the only things that can besides Refresher, right? So definitely potential for it.
And they're out with the smoke. Chessie wanting to make a big hit with this Radiance reveal. Hanskin out here at the moment. Unlikely to be found. I'll use the Moonlight. Oh, sorry, just the Invis actually, Misery picking up there. Just going to get them some vision around mid, see if they can scout the action. Ooh. And they've got the detection down on Misery. They spot him there sitting mid lane. Oh,
was he just outside of both sentries for a second there?
I guess he was
right smack in the middle of the two of them there.
Because it looked like they lost connection with him.
Yeah, they lost vision for a quick second there. But he's tanky. Like it didn't look like it was going to be that easy of a kill either because of how much he's gotten in these last few moments. Nico Baby still with a hefty amount of farm, but as we've seen, you know, Doom pretty good versus Terrorblade if they can't get a good re-engage.
And Zibe in those last few fights, as we've seen, just not being afraid at all to jump in straight onto Nico Baby and his army and look to slam down that Doom. And it's worked. It has. That last fight, just the time it brought where they had to worry about keeping Nico Baby at a distance and safe. This was all the time they needed to win the fight, 5 men.
All right, big items. Vlad's for Mars, a Hex, I believe, on the Arc Warden, right?
I think it was. And an MKB for
Nico Baby. But a Hex.
No.
Didn't he just finish BKB after that last fight on Arc Warden?
I mean, the Ace Arc Warden.
Oh, boy.
It always has been one of the heroes that he's been that scary on.
Yeah. Some more control, and now they have better forms of catch for that Terrorblade when he does walk up, if he does get doomed. I believe his attack range is pretty far now, though, so he has to get a little bit closer to even cast the Hex, which maybe can put him out of position, but such a good pickup anyway this game versus the Void Spirit.
Yeah, I think exactly. Ultimately, it's just going to make it very hard for these heroes to get on top of him.
Yep.
He's always going to be there with the reactive Hex.
Yeah, and it doesn't need to be his main hero either. Like if he's disabled, he's got that double in the back, he's got that clone always ready to throw that covered Hex. 16,000 gold lead. Like we said, 5 men overall throughout the majority of this game just have better distribution across the map to farm. And oh, look at this. He's setting up for that Phoenix with that Hex. Won't be able to quite find him, though.
Yeah, they'll be able to farm up the double.
I
mean,
say
that is the concern.
The Spark Wraith. Oh, it's gonna... Oh, my God. Okay, he's alive. Oh, Jesus.
I mean, that's the thing with this Hex now. That the double just has insane solo kill potential.
Yep. Moonlight Shadow gets popped. They kind of just have to back up into their base a little bit. All right, the smoke to be able to go out. Okay.
We'll see if they can catch 5 men off guard. Limp leading the way.
They have the ward down.
And found themselves Zibe. And he's got the BKB in the Shiva's guard. He's going to get the chance to pop it. He's not. A clean kill there as they spear him backwards. See if they can move on for more. Nico Baby has popped the meta for this.
They have to kind of just force the Roche to a fight. It's going to be the Roche. They have Mars with that ult. There's a lot of ways to get vision inside the pit, though.
Doom down for a minute. As Limp, outside of the... He's got the setup on a Chessie. Chessie will put the BKB to not be caught out by the Spear Arena combo. He'll jump out. Roshan still alive. Ace going to lead him with the Hex onto the Terrorblade. There's the jump in straight away. Pi with the swap back, keeping Ace safe. Ace pots the BKB. So does Nico Baby. He's looking for a stun to target. Turns over towards the double. He'll take out... They'll at least bring the double low. He's looking for real heroes though, and they've found it. S4 finds the catch onto Chessie.
Huge picks now. Limp really starting to build that up there with those Yules plus Aether Remnants to catch those heroes before BKBs can come out. I mean, it's one of the best catching mechanics in the game.
Oh. Oh, is he refreshing the TB? He's refreshing the TB.
Yeah, he's refreshing the TB. I was like, wait, what?
He's refreshing the TB.
Refreshes the TB. He's got everything available. Yeah, I was like, hey, missed. Oh, arrow. They will have the Sun Ray to heal this up.
Yeah, this is what we're talking about. Now Nico Baby has Metamorphosis ready to go once again.
Yep, Doom is respawning, but Ember's still down for 40 seconds. It's a shame you can't really hide it though, right? The fact that that happened, because you pop egg, it turns to daytime. So they're just like, wait a minute, what the hell's going on here? So you know that he did use that egg to refresh if you did spot the Aghanims.
But I mean, it's also the thing, like, what would you be more scared of? Are you more scared of them having egg for the fight or having Metamorphosis for the fight? Probably more scared of the meta at this stage.
Yeah, most definitely. Ooh, a DD, nice. Not the best hero to get DD, as you see, you know, Arc Warden's base damage is kind of just not the best. You only get that plus like 100, but it is
it's
DD
still
in general.
Damage.
It's still a DD.
Still extra damage.
It does attack very fast. And now they can look for this Rosh. They hex the illusion.
They're going to get this. Alliance to step very far away from the pit. They're starting to head back over.
Oh, what a heads-up play there.
Yeah, they're not going to be able to get there in time. Or unless Limp can do something crazy. No, he can't. Roshan already falls. Ace picks up the Aegis. Yeah, Alliance just not keeping close enough, despite the fact they did refresh that meta.
And he popped it.
They weren't in position to actually push them back off the pit. They give the space for 5 men to get in and take it all.
That's what happens when you're playing versus Arc Warden, right? He pops some of his doubles, he pops his clones, he sends them down the lane, you start looking to react, boom. Quick move into that Rosh. And they avenge, so he just makes that Rosh so fast, and of course that DD helped quite a bit.
Got a Prince's Knife.
Ooh.
Very nice for whoever wants to grab it. Leveler. What's Nico Baby got at the moment, was it?
He just had a
Just Vambrace,
yeah,
right.
so Leveler for him.
Take that Leveler.
Yep, Leveler for him, and Prince's Knife can work well on, I think, Mirana. I actually think that's not a bad option if Misery does want to pick that one up.
And Ace.
Full item
on his arm, just boom, 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 item after item coming out in this Arc Warden.
3 different items built up in the last 10 minutes.
I mean, he must be pretty much done in terms of the slots.
I do believe so, yeah.
Oh,
oh.
Yeah, no catch here.
Little fishing arrow here. Not quite far enough.
But yeah, I mean, Ace must be pretty much complete. He's completed the game.
Yeah, he's done. People said you can't complete Dota, but...
He's completed it. That's it, 100%.
Potential room for growth, of course, there with those other big items, but yeah, he's definitely reached a big peak level right now for the next few moments. And okay, Chessie's actually going to go for the Prince's Knife. I like that. The instant slight hex definitely catch people off guard. Definitely did want somebody to have it in this game, though. It's got a lot of potential versus like these Phoenix versus these Mars, these key initiations, as we've seen what this game is all about.
Oh, here we go.
Trying to force the issue.
Yeah, they want to do something with this Aegis on Ace.
Arrow. Let's connect.
Get the double in, but S4 committed with his body for that.
He's just dead.
He's got the stun. They've got the Hex follow-up as well onto Limp. Limp's
they don't
got
even
as well.
need the Doom. They just have the control, the double Hex.
Oh, that was a... I mean, I guess they got the double, but that was a little bit of a crazy attempt there from Alliance.
S4 having a bit of a rough one on this Mars, for sure. As the siege is coming out, he buys back. He has repair kit at least, so he will be able to heal it up and stop a little bit. But I mean, the damage is really starting to add up. The tower is actually down, and now no repair kit for the Rax.
Yeah, onto the Rax they go. What can Alliance do? They're without Limp for 50 seconds. He's holding on to the buyback.
It's a minefield. They can't even walk in. Look at the Spark Rays, the coverage. These poor supports just have no way to get into the fight. That's going to be the Rax. 5 men, up to 22,000 gold lead. And still with everything ready to fight.
Oh no, S4!
Oh no, S4!
He's been found again! He's dead and gone. That's a dieback on the Mars. Nico Baby's going to try and fight with the BKB, but he's been doomed. He's getting healed up by the Sunray. Did get the meta off in time. The
But he's getting turned on.
from the pulse there. They're going to be able to protect him for now with the supernova, but
is he-
they're going to turn
is
and
he?
kill the egg. Oh no, he's dead in the
he's
egg.
gone.
Oh, as he gets served, sunny side up. They have got the buybacks, but Chessie also, sorry, Limp with a dieback. That's both of them down. Limp and S4 out of the game. Space
And
is there.
TB's dying. He's actually just dead to
I
the
mean,
damage.
that's game
oh
over.
my God,
Game over. GG, well played is called. 5 men. The Ace Arc Warden, they second pick. They're just so good at playing with it.
Yep.
They know exactly how to win games, to set it up, so that Ace has a beautiful time.